Hey, beautiful souls. So I get asked all the time, what's your advice if I want to become a YouTuber? That's really, that's a loaded question because you want to do YouTube or any online platform as a hobby. You don't want to make it a career right away. You know what I mean? You want to do it for fun, stick to the things that you love, do the content that makes you happy. But before you do that, even you want to make sure that you are equipped to receive criticism because you're going to get people that come out of the woodwork that like hate themselves, they hate their lives, and everything that they feel, think, or say are going to come through the glasses of whatever they're experiencing. So you can be the nicest, kindest person, you can be trying to be helpful or, reach out or be vulnerable, and they're still going to tear you apart. So somebody's always going to find a reason to hate you. And if you can't be okay with that, it is not the job for you. Do not do YouTube, TikTok, whatever. It's hard. So I would preface that you have to have a really thick skin to be in the public eye at all. Um, but also, yeah, make it a hobby. Don't make it your main source of money for the first 5 years, 10 years, because you want to go get a normal job, like go on with your real life and make this a hobby. When it flips around and starts making you money, then great. You can switch over to dedicating more time to your videos and your editing and all that. But that's my biggest advice, I guess, thing that I would say is don't rely too heavily on it for the first several years, unless you get lucky and you get something that goes viral. And even then, it's just that video. You know what I mean? So just plan ahead and, keep going with your real life and think of it as a hobby. And then if it takes off, cool, great. Then you have something to build on. But the bigger thing is to make sure that you can handle the criticism. Like we've all got awful, like ask anybody who has ever posted a video, you're going to get like 10 haters to every good comment. So you just have to let it roll off your back. These are people that are broken, that are hurt, that are going through it, that it has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. You can literally be the kindest person and just be reaching out or trying to give people a little step up by boosting their channels or whatever, I don't know, whatever it is that your channel does, but you can be the kindest person, but they can still find a way to think something poorly of you. And it could be something as small as, oh my God, you forgot to mention the third name out of 50 people, in a video, or maybe you showed a clip of so and so, but you forgot the other so and so for a second. I don't know. It's just people can be very strange when it comes to their obsessions or their niches or their needs to be recognized. So instead of thinking, oh, maybe, you were just busy, they'll be like, or maybe you were just overwhelmed with 500 responses. They'll think, "Oh, you don't care about me. You don't pay attention to me. You don't love me. I thought you loved me, and so be ready for that. Be very careful. Reaching out to the public, be careful, like interacting, because that could go both ways. So, and then never take people for face value. When you don't meet people in real life, you can't get a true vibe check. So just don't trust people immediately online. You know what I mean? Like they can say they're your friend or act the sweetest as can be, but you got to be careful. These are just strangers that have never met you, that don't know you, and that in a heartbeat can possibly turn the narrative in their direction or their favor just because. So the internet is a very scary place. It's very risky. It's good for entertainment. I would say don't rely too heavily on the people online because you don't know who they are. You have no clue until you form true friendships and bonds in person. So just be careful of that. Be wary. Even when I started out and I was reaching out and trying to just help people get through the darkest parts of their lives. Um, I have found that even doing nothing but, trying to be supportive, if people are having a bad day or they feel slighted because, you had a weird tone, or maybe you were sad that day, or maybe you mentioned their friend and not them, that all of a sudden you're a horrible person and you are, I don't know. It's just weird. People can be goofy. So just be careful. Make sure you can handle all of that. Make sure you're comfortable in who you are before you start your YouTube, TikTok, whatever journey, because people can be wacky. And it's nothing about you. And remember that it's not about you at all. It's about them and what they're going through and the trauma or the things that they have gone through, and they're looking through their own like distorted lens. And all you can do is continue to be yourself, continue to be kind, continue to be positive, continue to just do the work, and kind of disregard the noise, because you're going to get a lot of noise on the internet. It's bound to happen. If you're having thousands of views, people are all kinds of miserable out there, and you're going to get hit by that miserability at some point. So if you can't take that, don't do it. If you can brush that off and be like, oh my gosh, then go ahead, do it. Have fun. Use it as a hobby. Again, eventually it can flip over and be a job. That's great. How wonderful is that? But just don't rely on it. Don't be like, I'm going to like get out of school and I'm going to do YouTube and I'm not going to go get a job. And, you're unfortunately, the reality of it is you probably are going to need to get a real job, like a 40-hour-a-week job to pay your bills. But you can do this on the side, on the weekends, on your evenings. Like, have fun with it. Do a podcast. I don't know. Play some video games. Record it. Record the area that you live in. Well, don't dox yourself, but you know what I mean? Like, if you live somewhere cool that no one else in the world sees. Like, I live in a desert. I take some videos of the desert because some people have never seen a desert. I don't dox myself, but, do figure out something that the world would like to see, and do that, but just be careful, be safe. That's the other thing. Don't accidentally dox yourself. Watch out for getting like road signs, or people that are in your video that might, say the wrong thing. Like, just be careful. Watch for addresses, name tags, stuff like that. So that's about it. That's the only like quick advice I can give you. I could probably do a really long video on the subject, and I might, but I wanted to do this one real quick because I've gotten probably 600 DMs recently about that. And I thought, I'll just shoot off a quick video to you guys. So just remember how lovely you are and that you're amazing. And I guess the other piece of advice is don't let the public change who you are, because people are going to say really crappy things to you. They're going to make up crazy stories in their head about you. And of course they're not true. You know that. But it still hurts, especially if you thought that you were semi close to people. But you know what? Brush it off, move on. You know who you are. Stay strong, stay beautiful, stay positive. Remember, your goal is to just make the world a better place. So if you can handle all that, then you go for it. You have some fun, and stay amazing out there, because I love you.